Call the meeting to order, please rise. We could have a moment of silence, keep our troops, law enforcement, and all emergency responders in our thoughts, that they always come home safe. Thank you. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJ 10:4-10, has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting.
Roll call.
Freeholder Armwood? Here. Freeholder Kenny? Freeholder Koppel?
Here.
Freeholder Nara?
Here.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Here.
Freeholder Valenti? Here. Freeholder Director Rios?
Here, we have recognitions.
Yes, one, recognizing Daniel Shalif as he attains Eagle Scout status.
Is there a motion to adopt?
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Valente, seconded by Deputy Director Tamaro. Roll call.
Freeholder Armwood?
Yes.
Freeholder Kenny? Freeholder Koppel?
Yes.
Freeholder Nara?
Yes.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti? Yes. Freeholder Director Rios?
Yes, we have presentations.
Yes, Director Rios will present the NJAC Foundation scholarships to the 2019 Middlesex County recipients, Destiny Castillo and Mercedes Garcia, the recipients from the scholarships from Investors Bank Scholarships Program, and Steve Maracucci, the recipient of the PSC&G Scholarship Program.
Freeholder Armwood, would you like to join me? Yes, sir. Okay, we have Lauren Wisman here from NJAC. If you'd like to join me as well. We have scholarships from NJAC that partner with PSC&G and Investors Bank. Lauren is a representative from NJAC. Thank you for joining us. Each year, the foundation, NJAC Foundation, has a grant of $21,000, and $12,000 was awarded to the foundation by PSC&G for county vocational school graduates who plan to continue their education at a New Jersey county college or state college. And it's always great to see that Middlesex County always has the best students in the state. But first, let me call up Destiny Castillo. Destiny attended our vocational school, and for the past 4 years, she's been a part of the graphic design communications art class, and she is, always has a willingness to learn. Her ideas are creative, and her final pieces are always attractive and skillful. She's a very enthusiastic and hard worker, and she won our school-wide competition against 5 schools by designing the winning annual report cover. For 3 years running, Destiny has participated in our Skills USA competition. And it's a countywide competition where she and fellow students to create a banner design for the state of New Jersey. And for the last 2 years, her design won first place. So she's really she really has a great future ahead of her. And she will be attending Kane University. And from the NJAC Foundation, there's a nice check here for the amount of $500 towards her education. Congratulations. Take a photo right in the middle of all of us here. How's that? Yeah. Come on, Ken. Get in. Oh, yeah.
You can get up and take a photo.
You can get up and take a picture. Congratulations. Would you like to say something?
I would just like to thank everyone here for, I don't know. You know, throughout the past 4 years, graphic design has really been my outlet into creating creations that I have made throughout the 4 years. I really, wait. Um, I'm proud in myself that my work just thank you.
Next, we have Stephen Marcucci. Come on up, Stephen. And Stephen also attended our county vocational schools, and he is a very conscientious and motivated young man. He has a strong interest in civil engineering and architecture. And some of his accomplishments include a gold medal in this year's Skill USA competitions for engineering and technology design. So he really has a great future ahead of him. Stephen and his classmates also obtained second place in a collaborative effort with the HVAC program in this year's County Vocational and Technical Schools Tech Expo. So Stephen will be attending NJIT, which is very, very impressive as well. And his program study will be civil engineering and architecture. So Stephen, there's also a check here in the amount of $850 from NJAC, the NJAC Foundation. We want to congratulate you. Would you like to say a few words?
So I just want to say thank you to everybody here. I do my best to put in 100% whenever I'm doing something, whether it's school or going to work. So getting an award like this means a lot because it's showing that it's paying off, and I'm going to continue to do my best, and hopefully there's more days like this to come. So thank you.
So unfortunately, my executive director was unable to attend this event tonight. So on his behalf and the NJAC Foundation Board, as well as our partners at Investors Bank and PSE&G, we would like to congratulate the students on your accomplishments, and we wish you much success in the future. And we know that you're going to be very successful and make the state of New Jersey proud. So congratulations to you and best wishes.
Walter Hartford is the chair of the Education Committee. Would you like to say a few words?
No, congratulations.
We also have our superintendent of vocational schools here, Diane Valo. Would you like to say a few words, Diane?
I would say thank you as well. We really appreciate the county support. We have two great graduates tonight that look forward to wonderful things about what they're going to do. So thank you.
Thank you. Correspondence.
Freeholder has been provided with a list of correspondence received by the clerk's office since our last meeting. This correspondence will be kept on file in the office of the clerk of the board for reference.
Is there a motion to accept the correspondence?
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Valente, seconded by Deputy Director Tamaro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes for approval.
Board of Chosen Freeholders regular meeting July 18, 2019 at 7 p.m. and Board of Chosen Freeholders regular meeting August 1st, 2019 at 6 p.m.
Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Valente, seconded by Deputy Director Tamaro. Roll call.
Freeholder Armwood? Yes. Freeholder Kenny? Freeholder Koppel? Freeholder Nara?
Yes.
Freeholder Tamaro?
Yes.
Freeholder Valente? Yes. Freeholder Director Rios?
Yes. Reports of freeholders. Freeholder Ken Armwood.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. From the Department of Business Development and Education, Extension Services, Earth Center Open House, Garden Field Day, and Folk Fest, Saturday, August 24th, 2019, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Davidson's Mill Pond Park, located at 42 Riva Avenue in South Brunswick, New Jersey. Join us for a day of free family fun. There will be garden tours, presentations by garden and landscape experts, and live music. Call 732-398-5268 for more information. From the Office of Workforce Development, 38 students from our Elite Youth Program recently obtained their high school equivalency diplomas. The students were recognized for their achievement at a graduation ceremony held on July 31st at Middlesex County College. The event was attended by family and friends of the students, along with staff from the Office of Workforce Development and Middlesex County College. Some of the students have enrolled in fall classes at Middlesex County College, while others are participating in vocational training or have obtained employment. Congratulations to these students, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Armwood. Freeholder Charlie Kenny.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. It plays in the park season just completed for 2019, and once again, we had 3 great shows that had large attendance at all of their shows, except for the ones where it rained, of course. But they did a great job. Over 25,000 visitors enjoyed these 3 great Broadway-style musicals. Next on stage at the Stephen J. Capestro Theater in Roosevelt Park is our 14th annual free Labor Day weekend concert on Sunday, September 1st. The main attraction will be Wanted DOA, America's truly authentic Bon Jovi tribute band. And there will also be a much-anticipated performance by Tramps Like Us, the nation's #1 Springsteen tribute band. The concert begins at 4 p.m., the gates open at 3 p.m., and patrons are asked to bring their own lawn chairs. If you've never been to a summer concert there on Labor Day or Labor Day weekend, it's a great event. So it's a nice way to close out the summer. A lovely summer has been had by all who have attended the free summer concert series in Spring Lake, Warren Park, Thompson Park, Medwick Park, or Raritan Bay Waterfront Park. And if you haven't attended one of these concerts, there's still a couple more opportunities. Please check our county website for information for these concerts. Joe Medwick being the last Triple Crown winner in the National League. I was watching a Mets game not too long ago and got that little tidbit. Let's see here. The from engineering, the Livingston Avenue Complete Street Project was talked about at the July 18th Board of Freeholders meeting. Since then, we have set a bid date of September 10th, 2019 at 10 a.m. when the bids will be open. The project is going to include organization and collaboration with the City of New Brunswick and redesign of Livingston Avenue between New Street and Elizabeth Street. Elements of the project include the replacement of 4 traffic signals, milling and paving, curb and sidewalk replacements, new lighting, new crosswalks, and sidewalk ramps. Livingston Avenue will also be outfitted with new 5-foot bike lanes to expand accommodation for all users of this busy route. And as we've said before, the project is going to receive $6.4 million in federal funds. And that's all I have, Freeholder Director. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Kenny. Freeholder Leslie Koppel.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. Next week, the Finance Department will begin the 2020 budget process. For the next few months, we will conduct reviews with department heads, administration, freeholders, and the county's autonomous agencies. The Freeholder Board is anticipating introducing the budget in January, and once again, as in previous years, to be one of the first counties, if not the first, in New Jersey to do so, with the target adoption date of late February or early March, depending, of course, on the state introducing their budget. Our goal for 2020 is to continue adhering to the county's long-term fiscal strategic plan of controlling and reducing expenditures whenever possible, without sacrificing the quality and quantity of services, continuing to decrease overall debt and annual debt service, continuing to increase the county's retained surplus fund, continuing to enhance our labor force by investing in state-of-the-art technology and education, and finally, funding a $50 million capital improvement plan to maintain and elevate the county's infrastructure system. The plan is to meet all these fiscal goals while reducing or holding flat the county's overall tax rate. Furthermore, meeting these goals will ensure that the county retain our AAA bond rating for an unprecedented 19th consecutive year. That concludes my report, Director.
Thank you. Freeholder Santinaro?
Thank you, Director. From the Divisions of Solid Waste and Recycling, we are pleased to report that the Solid Waste Enforcement Program of the Middlesex County Environmental Division has exceeded the minimum number of required activities for the fiscal year that ended on June 30th, 2019, as established by the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Our inspectors conducted over 3,300 inspections, conducted investigations and follow-ups, as well as issued violation notices and assessed penalties when warranted. For the last 10 years, our division has met and exceeded NJDEP's mandates. So kudos out to our division for jobs well done. The divisions also have 2 upcoming paper shred events. The first one is on Friday, August 23rd at Highland Park Senior Center parking lot, located at 220 South 6th Avenue, and will be run from 9 a.m. to noon. And then again on Saturday, August 24th, at the South Amboy High School Middle School, located at 200 Governor G. Homan Plaza, from 9 to noon. And as a reminder, all of these events are free to all county residents. And for additional information, please visit our county website or call at 732-745-4170. And just as a point of privilege, Director, I just wanted to acknowledge that the week prior, we had our Middlesex County Fair in East Brunswick, and I just thought that the Middlesex County Fair Association did a terrific job. I know one day was a rain out, but I was there on opening night with some of the rest of you, but I also went back in incognito on another night with some friends, and it's a terrific event, and I think it just shines a light on the wonderful agricultural community we have in Middlesex County. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Nara. Freeholder Deputy Director Charlie Tamaro?
Thank you, Director. I'd just like to congratulate Margaret Davis. Mogi Davis is known as her name. She's our new artistic director at Plays in the Park. She did a fabulous job in her first year of her new position. I went to all three shows. As a matter of fact, I went to see Addams Family twice. I brought my wife on Saturday, and we both saw it in Broadway, and she said it was as good, if not better, than the Broadway show. So we have a lot of talent in our county, and it's showcased at our Plays in a Park. And I saw Mr. Jeffries there. He's the principal of our STEM school in Middlesex County College. He was at one of the shows at the Addams Family. So, and it's so nice to see so many people that you do recognize and do know. If you haven't gone to any of our shows, it's too late this year, but plan on it next year because they really do a fabulous job. And we are the only county in the country that provides an outdoor theater like that with those types of performances. So it's kudos to our Parks Department, Rick Lear, and all the people who work under him and work as part of the Plays in the Park. It's a fabulous part of our county, and make sure you get there next year. Thank you, Director.
Director, just
Sure.
one thing that Freeholder Tamaro didn't bring up, but it was an idea that he started last year, was McFoods. And thank you to all the people that came out and donated food and donated money towards the McFoods organization. It helps greatly, especially in the summertime. And I know from last year to this year, more people brought food because they're aware of it. So hopefully that'll continue to grow as we move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Tamaro. Freeholder Blanquita Valenti?
Thank you, Freeholder Director. The county's annual Senior Health and Fitness Walk will take place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Wednesday, September 25th at Roseville Park in Edison. In addition to the walk, the event will feature free health and wellness screenings, raffles, free t-shirts, and a box lunch. Advanced registration is required. Seniors are asked to contact their local senior center by September the 4th to sign up. And as a reminder, residents who would like to apply for or renew their passport can do so at the county clerk's office located in this building, 75 Byers Street. Please review the clerk's passport section on the county webpage for information on hours, costs, and required information. And that's the report from the director.
Thank you, Freeholder Valenti. I have a few comments to make. I also agree with Freeholder Tamaro and the rest of the board as well. that I attended the plays in the park this year, and I love live performances. I go to Broadway a lot, and I could agree that they are right better than Broadway plays, the singing, the dancing, the acting, the orchestra, and all the work that's involved. And then there's a lot of folks that are involved behind the scenes that make the sets and the costumes and fix the costumes, last minute type of things, and makeup. And it's incredible, the talent that goes there. And kudos to all those folks, because it really is, and it's a bargain, a real bargain. I attended the fair along with my colleagues on opening night, and again, the Middlesex County Fair Association really does a great job, and there's so many people that are involved in that whole event, and they're already working on next year's fair, on how they could always improve, and they really do a great job, and they have the interest of all the folks, and it's nice to see all our farmers there selling their goods, and don't forget that they do a lot of volunteer work and donations to feed the hungry as well in our county. I attended this morning an event at the county college. Governor Murphy was there promoting his free tuition program, and it was really nice to see firsthand the positive impact that this program has on some of our folks that are attending the county college, and it makes a difference that helps those that maybe would not be able to go to further their education. So that's a great event. And lastly, I'd like to comment also as far as something that the clerk's office has. The clerk's office has, with the support of the Freeholders as well, pamphlets that are for our veterans. And it has a list of all the vendors and businesses in the county that offer discounts to veterans. And I encourage every veteran to take advantage of that. Okay, Ms. Athanasopoulos, do we have any resolutions to be added?
No, Director.
Do we have any to be amended?
There are none.
Any resolutions to be held?
There are none.
Any resolutions to be voided?
There are none.
This time I open up the meeting to the public on any resolutions listed. Please state your name, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Director, members of the board. My name is Charles Cradaville. I'm from New Brunswick. I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today. At the top of page 4, number 1001, can somebody explain to me the cooperative purchasing system for electric and natural gas?
Ann?
The Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, which used to be the Middlesex Regional Education Services Commission.
And you want to use your microphone, please?
They've been operating energy co-op for quite a few years, which we are members of, and they go out and they bid gas and electric with a very large volume of customers, and we usually get, well, we always get a better rate than what we can get if we go directly to Public Service, Jersey Central, or whatever providers are out there in the region.
And so this is to power the county's buildings?
Yes, the county-owned properties.
Right, thank you. Next one, cyber insurance. Can you tell me what exactly is cyber insurance?
Silvio, are you here?
Yeah, cyber insurance, really Charlie, that protects us against really any kind of cyber attack that we would be compromised. And then that would allow us to basically put in a claim for any losses that we would have.
Sure. Is this the first time the county is getting that kind of insurance?
Yes, it is. The coverage also would help in the event of a cyber attack. It would help us to rebuild anything that needed to be rebuilt, or recover any information that may have been lost. So it's not just, it won't just cover for any claims, it will also help us get back to where we were by providing various services to the county.
Okay, and I recognize the name of the firm here, Connor, Strong, and Bucklew is, of course, George Norcross's firm. Is this the only contract they have with the county, or are there others that Connor Strong is getting paid for?
They provide other insurance contracts to the county, yes.
Okay, thank you. Could I ask about, on page 7, the agreements regarding Johnson Park, 1032 and 1034? Are these the same, or is this 1032 the same one as every year, or are there changes?
Rick?
Yeah, no, these are the one
1032 is for the bus parking, so that's the same agreement
Bus
as prior years. And 1034,
It's fireworks. It's the first game of the year. Okay. And I do want to ask about 1119 is
What page, Charlie?
page 18.
Well, he's got different pages in this slightly.
Sorry.
I think I have the same ones as you, but it's at the bottom of my page 18, number 1119. This is an issue I've raised before. This is a business travel for, for a county employee going to Florida. It already happened. It doesn't sound like the person's a law enforcement officer, and I don't understand why their name can't be made public. It's fair for the public to evaluate who's getting what travel opportunities and
Well, there may be times where that person may have to testify, and I would imagine that the prosecutor feels that it's important for the integrity or the safety of an individual or an investigation that they be not known.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make much sense to me, and I think that, if anything, the integrity of the system would be stronger if we knew which officials had which certifications and had gone to which seminars or which conferences. And I think just from a public perspective of taxpayer dollars going to this, I think it's just a fundamental, basic thing that we should be able to know who this is. It's one thing if it's a future thing and you're broadcasting this person's going to be out of town for these period of days, but this already happened. The person's already back. They've gotten the training. We paid for it, and it shouldn't be a secret. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else in the public?
Move to close public portion.
Motion to close by Deputy Director Tamao, seconded by Fielder Valenti. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Does anyone have any to vote separately on any resolutions? Fielder Armwood?
Yes, Freeholder Director, I have 19-1113.
Okay. Nikki?
Director, a motion is in order to adopt the consent agenda consisting of resolution numbers 19-992 through resolution number 19-1120 and resolution 19-1113 to be voted upon separately.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Fielder Valenti, seconded by Deputy Director Tamara. Roll call.
Fielder Armwood? Yes. Fielder Kenny? Fielder Koppel? Fielder Nara?
Yes.
Fielder Tamaro?
Yes.
Fielder Valenti?
Yes.
Fielder Director Rios?
Yes. Nikki?
And now a motion is in order to vote upon resolution number 19-1113 separately.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Fielder Valenti, seconded by Deputy Director Tamara. Roll call.
Fielder Armwood?
Present, not voting?
Fielder Kenny? Fielder Koppel? Fielder Nara?
Yes.
Fielder Tamaro?
Yes.
Fielder Valenti?
Yes.
Fielder Director Rios?
Yes. At this time, I open up the meeting to the public. Anyone has any comments, please come up, state your name, and you have 5 minutes.
I'm Sid Madison. I live in Piscataway. I'm wearing the hat because I want to thank you for your recognition of the support for our troops. This is a hat from my son-in-law's deployment in Kuwait. He's currently deployed in Afghanistan, and I appreciate your comments and support for the troops. My shirt, which you cannot see, is from July of 2012. It's about stopping fracking, which has not been successful and is part of the reason that we have a climate crisis. So my second item to talk about is the climate crisis. It should be part of your understanding and vocabulary. In October of 2018, the IPCC Special Report 15 said in the detail that we have a 66% chance of staying under 2 degrees of increased global warming. 2 degrees has been the upper goal since 2009. In 2011, the world's leading climate scientist, James Hansen, said 2 degrees of warming is actually a prescription for long-term disaster. Another description for a prescription for long-term disaster is an existential threat to civilization. Bob Kopp, a local climate scientist at Rutgers, observed the following about the projections for stopping emissions in the report. It also requires, and then this is a quote, it also requires either that CO2 emissions are cut by about half from current levels over the next 12 years, and that was made last year, so that probably should be 11 now, or that we develop and massively deploy technologies for accelerating the natural removal of CO2 after 2050. Both of those, still a quote, both of those are stretch goals to say the least. In summary, the climate crisis is bad, it's caused by humans, and requires a response. Responses must, A, recognize that the climate crisis should have priority over all other issues. Why? Because we have to respond to natural laws. They cannot be changed. For issues under the control of humans, we change the rules and get better results. Those changes can be made later. We cannot change the natural laws at all. And the second thing that we must recognize is that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Third item on my list, responses to the climate crisis to be effective must be collective. There are national, regional, state, and local things that can be done. At the state level, the most effective action that can be taken is to stop fossil fuel projects in New Jersey. That is the reason that I ask you to support asking Governor Murphy to enact an emergency moratorium on fossil fuel projects in New Jersey. I sent a draft resolution to you about that subject and would like to answer any questions you have about that request.
I don't have any questions. I don't know if anybody else has any questions, but I don't.
Did you receive the, I sent it to clerk, I think.
I didn't receive it.
Okay, I'll make sure that you get a copy
Could you
then.
resend it, please?
Yes.
I'll give you my card and with my email on it.
Okay.
Did you send it to me, or did you send it to the county clerk?
Yes, I don't know that answer.
Okay.
Maybe I got the wrong person.
Amy, why don't you give him your card, and this way he could forward it to us, and we-
Okay.
Okay. It's an important thing. The draft resolution comes out of Empower New Jersey, which is a coalition of maybe 80 or 90 different environmental and climate groups in New Jersey. And we have more pipelines than anybody ever wants, and that's part of why we should have stopped fracking a long time ago. But it's an important thing to get done because climate is 2/3 of our chances sound like we can make it by 2 degrees, but the other third is a disaster. And we don't want to take that chance, so we really need everybody to work on this.
I have it in my office. I'll give it to you after the meeting.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Oh, sure.
Mr. Madison, I was talking to Freeholder Nara, and I would suggest maybe you get involved with our Destination 2040 project as far as where we go with environmental policies in the future. I think that would be a good way for you to get involved and make sure we're shaping environmental policies the way we should for the future. Thank you.
Anyone else? Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Yes, Danielle Moore, 333 Somerset Street. First, I'd just like to say thank you for repairing Somerset Street. Wow, it is good to see how the ambulance and all the rescue squads can get to Robert Wood Johnson Hospital much quicker and easier now. I do thank you for responding. Also, Somerset County also for repairing the road there. Thank you. Then also, I will say thank you for taking me seriously and fixing French and Alexander Street when I presented you the pictures to show how that was too dangerous to cross there. No way, the way the light changes that you could not cross there. I thank you for taking the time for putting up the sign saying, do not cross here. how you took away the walkway. I will say it was an issue where they made a mistake and repainted, and then Mr. Keith Jones, I will thank him for contacting with the county and then the contractors to come and remove the lines once again. But like I said, thank you. I do see in some ways that, wow, I think you take me more seriously than the city does. And also, like I thank you, wow, for Livingston Avenue, what, $6.4 million. Pray that everything goes well. I thank you for it. Just if someone can contact me when it is time to start doing Livingston Avenue so I can investigate, make sure you know me, how I love to keep New Brunswick looking safe due to, like I said, some of you may see me as an activist, but most of them know me, I'm a victim too of getting hurt of New Brunswick. My last thing, that's where I will present to you due to where I presented over 300 pictures to the county and the city for French Lewis, French and Saddam Street, due to where I know it's may take a little time, but due to where you were talking about redoing the lights, due to where I had presented you to show how making a left turn, either way you go, it's creating major problems due to where creating very bad accidents there where I was can't, if you can see, but I'll give you the pictures due to where they had to take a person out of another accident there on that corner. So hopefully the city and the county will be able to do something, no left turns or change the lights due to where everyone would have green and maybe a little slower, but believe me, I think it's more safer to do something instead of someone getting injured due to we're also not saying how dangerous French Street is getting due to where, you know, a man also was hit there within 3 weeks ago, how he was in coma on life support, not too far away, maybe a few feet away from this location exactly. But something with French Street, Saddam and Lewis, and then French and Alexander with the lights due to where it's becoming to be very dangerous. I thank you for all your help. Hope you can look into doing something with this street also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Ron, I'll forward these to you. You can review these. Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening once again. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick Today. Can I ask where Mr. Kelso is tonight?
He's on
Vacation.
Okay. Can I ask for an update on the ICO lawsuit?
I don't have the status of that at the moment.
Okay. How about the Fajardo case? Has that been settled? Is there an amount?
I don't know at the present moment.
Okay. Can I get an update on the lawsuit brought against the Freeholders by 2 members of the Board of Elections?
We'll have to get these answers for you at a later date, Charlie.
Okay. Did the Freeholders have any comment on the controversy surrounding Judge Marcia Silva?
No comment.
Okay. Are you aware that the assignment judge for Middlesex County admitted to violating the Judicial Code of Conduct? I believe it was today.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Charlie.
Judge Rivas, the assignment judge, I believe he admitted to violating the Judicial Code of Conduct with some of his comments in a case. I guess you're not familiar with this?
No.
Okay, I'll read some of the comments for you. He was upset with someone in the audience at a court case. He said, quote, "I wish you were up here because I'm gunning for you, because you are despicable." And in this particular case, he also wasn't getting along with both of the parties as well. So he said to all 3 of them, the person in the audience and the 2 people there, he said, quote, "I'm here just dying to whack one of you, just dying to whack one of you." This is all from the complaint. He's admitted to at least some of this. And the other quote here I just want to share with you is he said this to someone regarding nude pictures. He said, quote, "I will give you a piece of advice. The only person you should be sending naked pictures to are Hugh Hefner. He will pay $100,000 for the use of them." And I'd like to ask if any of the Freeholders have any reaction to this news or any comment at all on these.
No comment, because that doesn't, if those are true allegations, it doesn't come within our realm of our responsibility to deal with them. so I'm not going to make any comments.
Okay, and I'll just finish by asking, I know Freeholder Koppel mentioned the strategic financial plan for the county, and I wanted to ask how all the litigation filed against the county is fitting into that plan, and whether the freeholders are concerned that, for instance, lawsuits against the sheriff's office alone cost the county $4.2 million in their attorney's fees and settlements since 2010. And that's just lawsuits against the sheriff's office, not ones that may be exclusively against the jail or other parts of the county. $4.2 million since 2010. And a lot of that has gone to Kelso and Bradshaw, or Kelso and Burgess, the firm of your county council. So I wanted to ask if you feel that's a reasonable number to be spending defending the county against these lawsuits and settling them in many cases.
Any expense that we have, we're always concerned with, and we make every effort to avoid that. But in today's day and age, anybody can file a lawsuit. So, and then that's why you go to court, and there's due process.
Okay.
Director, can I just say one thing, man? I just want one thing, Charlie, because you're bringing up these lawsuits, and I do want people, if anybody's watching, to be clear. A lot of the lawsuits that were settled recently also include conduct that occurred many years ago, right? Well before maybe Sheriff Scott or the freeholder director or some of the other board members. So I just want to make that clear, because sometimes when you ask these questions, and I'm not saying it's necessarily deliberate, but it sounds to the public as if these were very recent actions that were controlled by members of this board or the current sheriff, and it should be clear, some of this stuff is from a long time ago, and that can also take the fees, because court processes take a long time, and there are many times when we can't do much about it, so that should just be laid out there for the public too.
I don't disagree, and some of the cases involve the current sheriff, and some of the cases involve the old sheriff, some involve both, and some involve the jail as well. And so I do think that the county should be more mindful of these expenses, and the fact that I can't get basic answers about the status of cases that have been appealed, cases that have resulted in huge jury verdicts, or matters involving the court system. I think that the freeholders need to pay more attention to what's happening with
But
this stuff.
we have no control of allegations that happen, and we have no control of people filing a lawsuit against us. What we can control is our behavior, and we conduct ourselves professionally up here as freeholders, and we make every effort for our staff and employees to conduct themselves, and we don't look forward to any lawsuit. Your time is up. Thank you. Anyone else in the public? Motion to close by Deputy Director Tamaro, seconded by Freeholder Valente. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Freeholder Valente, seconded by Deputy Director Tamaro. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.